Okay, I think we're recording. Hi, everyone. Michael Downing, editor of the August Wilson Journal. Let's see if I can make some sense out of sort of behind the scenes here as training for the incoming editors related to metadata and other things. So let me share my screen and we will plunge in. Okay, so here is the August Wilson Journal website, and we are on the Home tab right now. You can go to About, and that gives you, contact information and editorial team and policies and whatnot. We're going to press on to User Home right now. So the lead editors will be journal managers. They'll be able to see everything within the website. Things related to the design of it and announcements in addition to the editing features. So these roles can be assigned specifically to individuals. I'm not going to cover that today. I'm just giving an overview. But I am going to go into the editor tab right here, and I'm going to go into in review. And I'm going to look at two things that are in review. I'm going to focus on this piece by Fisch right here, and it has been identified as number 66. And it was submitted in March, and it's going through the review process right now. And the section is an article, and the author is here. The title is here. There's been peer review. We need more peer reviewers, so there's been a little bit of a delay related to that. And you'll see here there's been no ruling issued yet, and there is the section editor is Dave Anderson, who is the managing editor. So I'm going to just click on the only active link here, which takes me here. You'll notice then where we're at in the chain. Home, user, we went into the editor tab or the editor link, submission number 66. And this submission number is the unique identifier for the article, like eternally. I covered that in a different video. I can show you where that eventually appears. Here's something we're working on currently. And if I scroll to the bottom here, the DOI is here, and August Wilson Journal, and it's number 67. So this submission comes one after, and that's where that number 66 will ultimately appear. So the submission, here's the author and the article, and the editor is David Anderson, and all of this. And I'm not going to go every line here. I'm just trying to make some general comments related to orientation. So we have two reviewers here, and Stephen Tracy and Chris Bell. And so that's in process right now. And there is ultimately an editor decision right here. We're going to accept revisions, resubmit, decline, and then that is recorded. And there are emails that are associated with that, which can be modified before they go out. So all of that. So I just wanted to take you through this string so that you could organize. Now, one of the tricky things took me a little while to follow out is not only is this trail of breadcrumbs here, there are all of these steps within review. So here's the summary page, which we were on a moment ago, I think. And here's the review. So that's the peer review. There is the editing. So this is copy editing and schedule. Don't do anything with this, okay? That will publish the material. There should be a big red sign on this with blinking lights because I did it once and I got into trouble. So don't mess with that. I thought this was just like assigning it to an issue, like putting a lasso around it and putting it in its little compartment, but that's not it. This should be off limits to the editors. That should be for the publisher only. Crazy stuff. Layout then and proofreading. So, again, all of this takes time to learn. But when you're ready, you put the version into layout, and then it gets proofed and all of that. But I want to come back up here because I want to talk about metadata. So the metadata is here. And this is what has to line up. So this all needs to be the same on the article that you publish as it appears here. So I like to go into a two-screen approach. And the feast piece I should be able to find without too much trouble. Let me see here. I go into August Wilson Journal 2021, and maybe I don't have it there yet. Maybe I didn't download this yet. Let me go with Ellen's version here. You'll just have to play along with me. I forgot to do this part of the process. I typically, what I do is I go into the website and I download a version of the article so that I can read it and have the original and all of that stuff. It's just, I'm kind of old school that way, right? And it's the old English professor training. So what I'm trying to get across here is whatever it says here, Ellen Bonds, needs to be here precisely. I know we're dealing with different names, but if Ellen had a middle initial on the article, needs to appear on the metadata. If it doesn't, it's wrong, and it'll get Vanessa, the publisher at Pitt, will kick it back at you. So that needs to be exactly the same. So affiliation needs to be the same, right? And the abstract needs to be the same. So here again, we have a good example of a relatively good abstract. Good, what do I want to say? Not super long, right? So this would fit. So if you wanted to just copy this and paste it here into the article itself, so it would be 100% the same, then you'd be in good shape. Often what I'll do with that is I'll copy and paste it into Word, and then, groom it a little bit, edit it. It might be perfect. It might need, there might be some things that need to change. Cover, there's no cover. Indexing, supporting agencies, references. So the references here, we do have one for this article that we were looking at, and it's Gem of the Ocean group, Gem of the Ocean from the Theater Communications Group. So whatever I have here, I can put here. I'm not going to, because these are two different articles. So I'm not going to mess that up. There's permission there, copyright year, license, URL. Yeah, that's all of that. And then save the metadata. So I didn't make any changes here, but my message is that whatever is on the article needs to be the same. Behind the scenes needs to be the same as public. Okay, so that's edit metadata, and then I would save it. I'm not going to mess with that right now. Okay, so that's how you move through these links, editing, and don't ever mess with the scheduling thing, and proofreading, and then history. This will give you the history of the piece, and citations and citation markup assistant if that is necessary. I don't ever use that. I teach citations for a living, so I don't mess with that. Okay, I think we've covered everything there related to metadata, and so I think we're good. I'm going to stop my screen share, and I'm going to end. Thanks.